I'm home alone, folks. Yeah. I may have been up the mischief, but anyway, it's enough of that. Hello. Hello and welcome to Workbench Live with me, Festa 67's workshop from eModels. Coming to join you again for a bit more fun and frivolity on the massive 1/16 scale tank. Yes, folks. I've been putting that together. Yeah, it's all dry fitted at the moment, but we'll go through that in a minute. And don't forget, folks, this is a show for eModels, so if we can not mention other suppliers, keep it family friendly and all of that lot. I'll just chill down and have a chillaxing evening with each other. I'm going to pop up the chat on screen so that I can see who's in, keeping me company. If you can let me know that audio and video is coming through nicely, that would be nice, because you know what I'm like. I will panic. And yes, PJ, in answer to your question, I have been yawning, mate. Anyway, let's have a quick looky-loo who's in the chat. We had Princess Gnu was in first, saying she was first. So hello, mate. How you doing? Sprue and Glue says a third, and hi to Colin and chat. Hello, David. How you doing, my old mate? Athol McNichol is in, saying hi, fit like loons. It's your favourite Scotsman here. Hello, Geese. How you doing, mate? And how's your decorating coming along, mate? And if you're stinking of gloss, mate, cut an onion in half and stick it on the windowsill, mate. Lee is in Anfield Road layout in the loft. He says, hi, Colin, and hi, chat. Hello, mate. And yeah, YouTube apparently was balked after I streamed yesterday, so I don't think I pressed any buttons, but apparently a lot of streams were lagging after I went off yesterday, so yeah. Unless, of course, they put Ted in charge of YouTube, just saying. Jacqueline is in from Jackie Crochet Art, saying good evening. Hello, Jackie, again. Nice to see you and all of that. She's saying hello to David, Lee, and Athol. Shellard is in, saying hello. Hello, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you in, mate. Jackie says hi to Mark. eModels themselves are in. Says, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show. And make sure to keep it clean and family friendly in chat and have a good time. I better come off air then, didn't I? I'm saying hello to Shellard. Shellard saying hello to me. Excuse me. PJ says, evening, Colin. Stop yawning, psych. Yeah, absolutely, mate. He knows all my routines before the live streams, bless him. Matthew Wald is in, our good friend Kipper. Hello again, mate. I saw him in Zoom earlier on because I popped in for my little pre-show unwind, folks. It's part of my little routine. And I've also tempted and preempted getting in trouble. I've already put my Hugs Muses in just in case Marcy comes in and I forget, because I'm home alone and I'm scared that I'm going to see her eye looking through my window going, oh, slaphead. Where's my Hugs? Just saying. PJ said hello to Matthew Wald, who says hello to PJ. eModel saying hello to all you wonderful people. Athol's got a question. He says, hands up, who likes the smell of Dulux gloss paint? Love it, mate. It clears my old bugle, mate, to be honest. He says, or is it just me? It's certainly not Mary. She's gone home to her own flat. Well, I can only paint overnight or when Helen is at cricket on a night out, because she's one of those people that has got to press the gloss to see whether it's dry. But she don't do it on the edge of a door frame or on the edge of a door. No, she does it right in the middle of a panel, goes, is it dry yet? And you end up. Wolf Ritchie is in, saying hello all. Hello, Wolf. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you in. Everyone said hello to Wolf. John Crispus is in. He says, as it's just jumped right up, says evening all. Hello, John. How you doing? eModels don't trust me. They've said, have you touched any buttons? White goods shenanigans. I may have moved the drawer on the washing machine and twisted dials, but I made sure that I took a picture on the phone of where the dial was before I moved it, because I am frightened of H. Matt B says evening all. Hello, Matt. How you doing? David says audio and video is great. Thank you very much, because I will worry, as does everyone else. PJ, Jeff, and that are all saying A and V's fine. Thank you. Matt B says, do you have a big one there, Colin? No, it's just the cut of these hot pants, mate. It's a ruck in the material. See how this is going to go. Glenn Kilgore is in, says, hi, Colin and chat. He says, I hope you're well today. Yeah, I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. And Teeks is in. He says, what is this? Yes, Teeks, our good friend TK. Yeah, I'm finally doing the live stream on me lonesome, mate. Who'd have thought it, Teeks? Stephen Wheeler says, everything's fine from the States. Hello, Stephen. Hope you're doing all right out there. And also, everyone in the south of England, Devon, Cornwall, and my way and that. Just be careful, because there's big stormage going on at the moment. It's Storm Kieran, folks. He's in the UK for the next 4 days. So everyone out there, batten down the hatches, and please, please stay safe if you're out and about in the real world. Matthew B says, hello to PJ, how's tricks? Keith says, hi to Colin, everyone in chat. Hello, Keith. Stefan Last is in, good evening all. Lindsay's Builds is in, says, hi to Colin and chat. Brew says, well, Putty Cat at the place round the night, he reported his bowls were pinched. Oh, did he now? Our very own Candygram for Mongo, our very own Cole Sagan even. He says, hi everyone, I won't be out winter wrap, but I'll be watching and listening and reading along as I am able. Lovely to have you in, Jeff. And also a big thanks to all of you from the bottom of my ticker. One, that you're all coming in and been so supportive, but to each and every one of you out there that has viewed the video of the last live stream, because it has put my nerves to rest a little bit, because I'm a nervous wreck, you might have noticed. Seeing how well the views have done and how many people are coming in and just coming in and giving us a bit of support. A big thank you for that, because it does mean a hell of a lot. Sarah Jane is in. She's giving me hugs, massive hugs back. She says, have a good stream. Thank you for popping by, Sarah Jane. So I'm going to put the chat down, and I'm going to switch cameras so that you don't have to stare at this ugly old mug. And we'll show you what we're going to be up to this evening. So let's bung all the studio lights on. Get rid of me hat, because now that PJ ain't got to stare at me canister, I can take me hat off, because, yeah, it does get a bit bright. Right. What are we going to be doing? Well, we're still doing our 1/16 temp. He says looking for his instruction book, which he's put away somewhere. That's a good start. There it is, right there. So let's dig that out. I'll show you where we got to last time. You probably remember, because it's only a couple of weeks ago. In the first stream, we have put together, let's get rid of all of that. We have put together the bottom half of the hole. Yeah, not an hole that you dig, but the hole as in an hole. Yeah. And that's where we got to with that. When I came off here, I did glue the snout on the front, purely and simply because I wanted that to stick. So I had the big old rubber bands going over that and keeping that in place. We put on all the little hooks and nooks and bits and bobs on that. I did find in the instructions much later that plate does go in that hole, so I'm happy about that. What else have I got in there? I've got the track bits and all of that for what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to build one run of 5 tracks tonight so that you see how they go together, and then the rest of them I will do off air. I've already done one side off air because I couldn't help myself. I got itchy fingers one night. And I have a play with them, the tracks that is. We've also got the turret. That's what we had last time. And I've put the little retaining or bottom bar in. And I've also glued the ring in the bottom because, as you can see, there's a big ugly seam that goes up there. And I want to fill that with a bit of putty. And then in another episode of this live, I'm going to redo the texture on it. Pans gave me a trick many, many months ago about using umbro putty and putty even, and a bit of liquid poly to make up a wet putty mix, and you can stipple it on and retexture that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So big props to Panzer for showing me that trick. I've always said I give people a shout out when they give me tips. And also off air, look at that. Did the first run of tracks, folks. Look at them. What, ain't they? Oh, look at them tracks, folks. Oh. So, yeah, we put them in off air. I did an hangout with his lordship, Princess Guru, and I've managed to get a whole run of tracks done. So, yeah. Okie dokie. Bobbins is in saying hello. Hello, Bobbins. Phil Lewis is in the chat. He says, hello, Festa. Hi, all. How you doing, mate? Bobbins says, can we have a random factoid, please? He says, it's not mandatory. Yeah, I'll load one up in a minute, mate. I'm easy. I'm here to please at the end of the day. So if you want me to do a factoid, mate, I'm sure I can ruin your evening by doing one of them. So I'll load one up. Why not? And we'll get... Oh, yeah, let's not do that now because, yeah, that's the stream window you're streaming there, Cole. Yeah. Let's not press that button, Cole. Let's open a new window. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. It's, yeah, I may have used the existing browser window. What a special tool I am. So let's open up another one over there and we'll do the, factoid. So it's multitasking, isn't it? See? So we'll go to that. Let's have a looky-loo then. Being that you want a factoid, folks, I've always said on here, be careful what you wish for because you will get it. So let's bring up the chat back on my screen so I can see you. Factoids, what do you want? Do you want a random fact first? We'll do the lot, yeah? So let's have a look here. Angiogram was in 1958. The first coronary angiogram was performed unintentionally by Dr. F. Mason Sonnies, a paediatric cardiologist at the Cleveland Clinic. God, tried so hard. This diagnostic X-ray procedure uses dye-injected to visualise blockages of small nutrient, even arteries of the heart. There you go. So that was the factoid. eModels says how the sausage is made has been revealed. Yeah. We've got some births for you. Oh dear. Oh God, might as well. We've got an American aeronautical even engineer who pioneered in the development of advanced systems of flight called Robert C. Seaman. Junior even. He was the 9th Secretary of the Air Force. Yeah. PJ says, move on. I don't think anyone noticed. Yeah, I know. We got, oh, God, this one's a good one. Here goes. One for you here, Bobbins. We got an Indian physicist who is regarded as the father of the Indian nuclear power program. And his name is Homi Jahangir Bahaba. He studied mechanical engineering at Cambridge, held a PhD in nuclear physics, and with support even from industrialist Durajibijadbi Damajareji Tata, he established the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bombay. And last birth was a Finnish-Swedish physiologist. And he was awarded the 1939 Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine for antibacterial effects of Prontozil. Yeah, that all. And his name was Gerard Domaguk. Name. Give you a couple of deaths. We've got Claude Levi Strauss, closing the name. He was a French social anthropologist, leading exponent of structuralism, a name applied to analysis of cultural systems. What else did he do? Did he actually do the genes, this bloke? I'm sure he did. But yeah, his books include 2 volumes on structural anthropology. Structuralism has influenced not only 20th century social science, but also the study of philosophy. Who else have we got? Let's have one more. Oh, yeah, that's a weird one. Oh, my God. All it says here is Dutch mathematician, folks, right? So I've got to go for it. Willie Burwald Van Roygen, one of them over it. Snell. There you go. So that, hopefully, Bobbins is a bit of the old factoids done for you, mate. As I said, I'm here to oblige and help you all out. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Quick looky kids in the chat. Keith says, how's the decorating going? Waffle. Andy Preston is in saying, hello, Andy. How you doing, geezer? Matt B says, looks like a belt, those tracks. Mate, it probably fit the missus. Phil Lewis says, that may be a casting seam on the real thing. Have you checked? Well, I had a look on a picture and it's got that one there. See where my thumbnail is, mate? About 10 mil below it. Goes all the way around there. But this one, it's on the 35th scale ones as well. So it could well be. I'll have a looky-kins, mate. I'll have a looky-kins, but yeah. What else have we got? Matt B says, yeah, it looks like a bell. Athol says, going okay. After lounge woodwork is gloss white and ammonia in an old ice cream holder should be smellless by tomorrow. Absolutely, mate. Lindsay is saying hi to Athol. Bob says, nice factoids. eModels says, proudly adding syllables to your name since 1948. Takes has come up with something he wants me to say. And hopefully this is family friendly. Oh my God, here we go. And Coop Wardiger gone to Visitskering. Yeah? That's close, isn't it? Steve says, good evening, all in chat. Hello, Steve. Dave says, 39 watching, 15 thumbs ups. Yeah, get your thumbs up, folks. It helps me. It helps eModels and all of that lot. And Phil Lewis says, I've just checked, mate, and that casting seems present on the real thing. Cheers, Hercule, mate. Top job. I won't bother with that then. See? This is why I like doing this live, because you guys and girls have all built a bit of armour, a lot more than I have. So, yes. Sarah Jane says hi to everyone who said hi and everyone else. Lovely jubbly. So cheers for that, mate. Don't forget, if there's anything you want me to add to the stream, feel free to ask me. If you want me to pop over to eModels and have a looky-kins as to what's new, or if there's something you're interested in or you want to have a look at, it might be something I may have as a tool or whatever apart from myself. Let us know, because, you know, if you want to do that, what I can do during the show is I can sit here with me cup of tea and have a swig and a bite to eat, and I'll take you to the website, and if you're interested in the latest release in motorbikes, I'll go and have a looky-kins for you, because at the end of the day, it is for them in the corner eModels, and, you know, they're a retail outlet. So if you do want to have a look around or want me to show you what's new, just ask me, and I'll do my best to do that. Obviously, I won't do 60 minutes of looking at the website, because obviously that's not going to be fun for you. But I'll have a look, I'll have a visit, because why not? And thanks for the folks from the last live stream that ordered the God Hand stuff that they asked me about. eModels are very grateful for your custom. Here you go. See what I did? Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's build something, because, yeah. So I've gone ahead, like I said last time, I've pre-chopped off, sounded wrong, loads and loads of bits and bobs. So I've got quite a bit that I can put together tonight, the odd wheels and things like that. So I should be doing random stuff. Bear in mind, I'm also filming this as well, so that I'll be putting out videos in a shorter format of what I'm doing tonight. So look out for them when I release them. I've got to edit them all down yet, but I should be putting them out once I've finished the bike build. So got me jig. That comes with the kit. You get a section on the end of each set of track sprues, and I've just glued mine together to make a nice run. So I'm going to bung 5 pairs of them together, just so that those that want to build the tracks can see how they go together. You've got your cutouts in the jig that the bits fall into, so you haven't got to worry too much. Bear in mind they are handed, so you have got to have matching pairs of each side. So what them in your jig. Give it a jiggle. See what I did? I'll stop now. Matt B says, looks like a belt, them tracks. Yeah, I may have read that one out. My chat ain't updating on my iPad. Why is that? Let's just scroll down, Cole. There you go. There you go. Phil Lewis says, yeah, it's nice how Takom provide the track jig. It really is helpful, mate. Especially for someone like me, because, yeah, I'm notoriously bad for twitches and stuff like that. So this, for me, is a good way where I can line them up and lean on it and drop me bits in. And, yeah, I'm not losing stuff. One saying hello to Sarah Jane. Bobbin says, I have never built a Sherman and I am enjoying this build. Thank you very much, Bobbins. Massively appreciated. I ummed and ahed as to whether I was going to stream this live, and I may have mentioned it on one of the Friday shows as a throwaway comment that I was mulling it over. And I had quite a few people message me and say, well, yeah, because it would be nice for you because you could break your solo stream hoodoo, so to speak, and get yourself out of that little rut where you don't want to do a solo stream, and that it'll help you out. So I listened, because I occasionally do that, but don't tell everyone because they'll expect me to do it all the time. And mulled it over. I had a chat with Fox, and because I've always been edgy about going solo. Purely simply because I didn't think anyone would turn up. I mean, like I say, those that know me are doing face palms now because they'll contest that I am an absolute nervous wreck and a nightmare to persuade to do anything. So I had a chat with Fox, and he basically, well, you've got to break the back of it at some point. So you might as well just go ahead and do it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do any more. And I thought, well, what can I do as my first solo? And I thought, well, I knew I had a lot of tracks to do on this bad boy and things like that. And I thought, well, I could do that live on here, break the build down, film a bit of it as I do it. But it just lets you folks interact with us on a one-on-one basis and get to know me a bit more. I won't then be hiding behind Fox when I'm live and letting him do all the talking. I've got to come out of my shell a bit and interact. And it would perhaps help my self-confidence a bit, which it has, I must admit. I came away a few days after the last one and I was pretty buzzing because it was lovely that people had come in to see me and keep me company, and also looking at the views and how people were watching it and showing an interest and asking questions about the build and about me. And, you know, a few of them had said they hadn't heard of me channel and they hadn't done this. And so it was nice that, again, new people were beginning to get to see what I'm doing and feeling involved. So I really do appreciate that, if I'm honest, because it's nice to be nice, and it feels nice that your work is being appreciated. So I have had some more stuff arrive for this, paint, some weathering stuff, and so we'll be doing a lot of that live. I'm debating. I think a lot of the paint finish I'll do by hand. I'll prime or base prime it with a olive drab primer and do a little bit of pre-shading. But the rest of it, I might dare and dare myself and do it by hand. I've got an olive drab set there from Life Colour, and you can either do it by airbrush or by hand. But I'll see. I'll try a small piece and see how I go. And if I'm happy with it, I'll carry on. But if doing it by hand is going to be a bit scabby, then I'll break out the airbrush. But doing that live, you know, I don't want to have to keep muting or anything in case my airbrush is really noisy or my spray booth and getting the right camera angle. Whereas doing it by brush and doing it by hand, not every one of you out there has a compressor, has an airbrush, or can have the environment to airbrush in. So I'm kind of leaning towards the brush paintery, to be honest with you. So we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Sprue and Glue says, Colin, he says, you're a natural. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you very much for the feedback. Oh, I forgot. Brilliant. Athol Belly, special chow mein and special fried rice with coffee. That is because, Athol, you're a special person, mate, in a nice way. Leads me into Belly, Bench and Beverage, folks, because I forgot, because I started rambling. What's in the belly? What is on your bench this evening? And what is your beverage of choice? For me, I've got my obligatory cup of Rosy Lee without milk because I like my tea black. I've got me energy orange drink there in my bottle that the wife makes me. And in the drawer next to me, I've got a couple of breakfast bars just to keep me going. Bobbins says, if you build it, they will come. Absolutely, Bobbins. James is in, evening Colin, and all in chat. Festa Ux. McLeish belly, venison grill steaks with cheese and bacon sandwich with the correct sauce. See, spelling it right. Honorary London Award has been issued to McLeish there. Can you do him a certificate, Fox? Beverage, lime-flavoured Pepsi Max. Bench, no bench. House issue may be solved soon. It's not 100% so wait. Well, fingers crossed, Andy, that, yeah. McLeish says, what you watching? Tearjerker movies and eating that 5-bean salad again? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just scrolled up, or tried to scroll up on my monitor. It's not a touch screen, you pilchard. Oh. You like what we got going on. PJ says, not sure if we're doing these, but hey, belly, pork, peppers, onions, mushrooms, garlic and rice thing. Bench is the 16th Fujami Ferrari F40. Beverage is a beer. Surprise. Absolutely. McLeish says Festa's done a jig and I missed it. Yeah. If I do a jig, I'll video it and send it to PJ first because I want to burn his retinas. What else is going on there? Everyone saying hello to James. eModels says they'll get Dave to print one out. JC says hi to Jackie. So yeah, let's have a little stickage of some of these tracks. I'll use a bit of white cap and I'll put a dab of that in there. And don't forget, if you do spill any, you can always give the tracks a little bit of a wobble when it's dried just to free them up. I know this because I had a bit of a twitch the other day when I'd done them and I may have spilt a bit of glue on one of the rungs. And I was petrified that it was going to fuse and never move again, but it did. But I tend to leave the lugs on the end there until this is all bone dry, and then I cut it off once it's dried. And I literally do a run of 5 tracks, one section of those. They come in pairs on the sprue. Let's grab one so you can see it. They come like that. And what I tend to do is I cut the ear holes off the end by going just right next to the gate on that one, like that. Get rid of that. And then I do the same the opposite side, a slight jaunty angle. And that's how I do my tracks. A run like that, top, bottom with the pins and a plate hanging out the end ready for the next pin to go on. And that's how I do them, basically. Works a treat for me. If it works for you, doing it differently, have at it. That's kind of what worked for me. Actually, I don't need that pair in there, do I? Or don't I? Think about it, Carl. No, I don't need them two because I want the run to poke out. So let's get a shot of them up there out of the way. That's what I want, that. So that the next lot can go underneath and hook each end. Boom. Bear that in mind. Right, let's get the next pad on there and do that. Jacqueline says belly is minced beef and pasta for her and Kevin and mashed potatoes with his. As we're watching on the big screen, no bench tonight. I know, on the big screen. Retro Rabbit is in. He says, hey kids, be right back. I'm doing a BIOS update. No worries. Lindsay is saying beef with roast dinner with all the trimmings. Oh, nice. Mugger Charlie, bench, Space Marines. Space Marines. Yeah, you're officially down the hole, mate. McLeish says, wait, Festa lets it dry, then cuts it off on the infamy. Yeah, absolutely. eModels, a.k.a. Princess. Bench is Baneblade, detail painting, belly, fish and chips, and mushy peas later. Oh, nice one, mate. What else have we got there? That was Lindsay's dinner. I'm saying about the mushy peas. Yeah. I like peas. Did you not know? I like peas. But let's have a bit of that on there. Just pop that in there. have you some of that. Hopefully, if I get an opportunity, I can get part 2 of the bike up this week as well, folks. I kind of got distracted last week because the central heating boiler popped, and so did our immersion tanks. So not only did we have no hot water, but the hot water we had was used to wash the wood flooring in the hallway. So it kind of all went a bit pink tong at Festa Towers last week. So my idea of getting behind the bench and everything went a little bit, yeah. So my fault for trying to plan again. So this week I'm not planning anything. If it happens, it happens. So we'll give that a go. These tracks are going to be weathered to bejesus. So bear that in mind. They are going to have dust, mud, and all kinds of detritus going in there. So I'm just using my god hands just to slice any nubs level, but I'm not too worried about stuff because I'm going to go round and I'm going to take chunks out of bits and pieces as well. So I want a little bit of wear and tear in there because it is big scale. There's going to be bits of congealed dirt, mud, dust and that in these tracks anyway, so I'm not really too fussed about getting them perfect because I'm going to be grinding static grass, mud paste and that, mixing a load of that up and really digging in all the crooks and nannies, so I'm not too fussed there. Spider pig for Dave there. Glyn says belly was sweet barbecue pizza. Bench is a 1/24th Hiroshima Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. Nice. Beverage is a coffee. Ooh. Glyn says, Andy, what kind of barbecue? The filthy details are required. Yes, we need all of the ingredients, mate. We need to know everything because no one's interested in what I'm building. They want to know what you've had for your dinner, mate. That's what these shows are all about, mate. It's your show. I'm only here to do what you want me to. There you go. I've left myself wide open for that because, yeah, I could regret that decision. Just put them there as spares because I'm not building them. Glenn says hi to PJ, hoping you're well. Absolutely. And yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed our Sunday yesterday at the bench, entertaining you all. So thanks again to everyone that came along and kept me and the crew company. We really do appreciate it. There you go. So that is one rung of them done. And leave them on there till it's dry, folks. So I tend to just leave them on the jig of jigness until such time as they're dried. Once I can line it back up with the jig of jigness, like that. So that will sit on my bench now. As Tommy Cooper would say. Just like that. Let's get rid of that. Slap that over there and sling that in there. Okay, what other bits and bobs are we going to be doing? So let's just put those track links back so that I don't lose them. Because if I see them still there, I'm going to be thinking that I forgot to glue them on, and then I'll regret it instantly. Because I won't be able to get the pin back in. Bung them there. Right, we're going to be building 4 sets of wheels, I hope, this evening. And they'll go in my parts bin. And we'll be putting together these little halves, another 6 of these bad boys, a bit of that, and one of these funnels. That will take me to that page complete then. So I've been ahead and cut a load of these off. Then I shall join them together. And I'll get rid of all of the seams later on, folks. I'll come back in a minute and put them track guides in because I forgot them. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So let's get them in because I will forget. There you go. Bit of pingage. So whilst that's on my mind, I'll sit and glue them on, and then I know that's done then. So Captain Forgetful Pants strikes again. There you go. And get yourself some of them, folks. They really come in handy when you're doing builds like this because you can put all your bits and bobs in there. Yeah, sounded wrong, didn't it? Very wrong. Right, let's whop some of these in. Where's my bit of grabbiness? Where's it gone? There it is. So let's see whether we can do that without getting too much glue on my fingers, folks. Let's turn that up the right way, Cole. That would help, Pilch. There you go. A little bit of glue on there, and then we can slap that straight in there. Just like that. Get it. There you go. Like that. Glenn says, I'll bear that in mind for the next time. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, we're not telling you off, mate. It's just we're nosy, and we do like to know what's going on with food. Dominic is in saying, is that the 1/16 scale tank? Yes, it is, Dominic. It is. The medium M4 A3 Easy 8 Sherman, and it's the Takom stroke Andy's hobby build. I have got embellishments that I've ordered for this that are coming over from the States just to add a little bit more to it. So there will be a couple of little extras going on it at the end, just so that it gives it a bit of a story, you know. So you know me, I do like to just go a little bit above and beyond, just, you know, out of appreciation. So Retro says his RAM was running at 4400 megahertz instead of 6400. It's all good now. Good for you, mate. And Bobbin says, Belly, a chicken Ruby Murray, a bench, a 35th and 40 high-speed tractor. No beverage at this time. Absolutely, mate. Let's pop my chair in. Glenn says, chicken, onion, peppers with some mayo was for his pizza. There you go. See, we're happy now because we know what all the ingredients were, mate, because we are a fickle little bunch in here. We are, you know, men and women of a certain age. We're just nosy. So, yeah, you'll get used to us, mate. There you go. Just line that up. Pop that in there. Using the other finger and thumb just to hold that in place. And for me, this little gadget is a godsend. It comes in handy on days where I'm having a bit of pingage or whatever. I can just grip this and, yeah. It's a nice tool to get hold of, this one, or grip. That sounded a bit wrong, Cole, didn't it? Yeah. Moving forward. There you go. I'll grab that. In there, like that. Just a dab of the white cap. I like this stuff on these bits because it's gloopy, and sometimes the extra fin evaporates before I actually get the piece located because, yeah. And then I'll put the last one of these on, and then I can finally put them to one side to let them cure. And then I'll do the rest of them off air this week. It just lets you see how they go together. So, yeah, anyone out there thinking of grabbing one of these, grab one. You know you want to. A lot of people go, oh, it's expensive for one tank. But when you think, you know, a decent Ryefield 35th tank is 70 or 80 quid. You know, you're getting this for 130 quid, but you're getting the difference between that and that. 35th scale, 16th scale. Oh, the bigness. Oh. And yeah, you get to play with a big old massive boomstick and all. So you've got the boomability factor. Let's pop them over there. Grab our next bits, which is going to be, we'll do one of the snorkels, which is one of these bad boys. And they go on the back end of the tank. So they'll be sitting in the parts bins until they're needed. Again, I'll use a bit of white cap on them just to go around the edges. And it's just dab of a white cap. Oi, steady. Don't want the disco brigade to know you have some funny white cap stuff. Yeah. For those that don't know, the white cap is the thick to me as cement, just in case you wonder. Yeah. And I do like it because with the gloopiness of it, you can ease and squeeze the part together. and it'll melt a bit of the plastic and it'll just squeege it out, and then you can use that to sand it flat. But also I like it because if you have a recessed seam where you've got two halves that come together, but you end up with a seam that's a bit bowed like that, you could use the white cap to fill the seam in and paint a surface on that you can then buff down, and it will give you a nice flat surface. So that's why I like using it. And as you can see there, you just give it a squeeze and it will start squishing some of the plastic out. He's just trying to get that into focus. There you go. See the squishy bit by the bolt heads of my thumb just through pressing it. Let that stay there. Let it dry, and then you sand that, and it'll help fill the seam a little bit. Not that you need to know. You all know this stuff. But there might be noobs that are watching this back that don't. At the end of the day, it's for eModels. These are instructional things as well as the videos. So we are trying to teach new people as well. So the established modelers that are face palming, bear in mind that we are, dare I say it, trying to educate people. God. Yeah. So we'll just put that to one side. Let that cure. Right. What are we on now? We are on page 3, step 2. B. Make 2 of them bad boys. Well, I may have had a pre-show fettle, so I've got to fess up. I'll put one of these together. Jackie and Kevin know this because I was in the zoo, but I said, well, I just realised I'm sitting here putting bits of the tank together and I'm supposed to be doing this live. So, yeah, I had to stop fettling. The police says boomstick. It's a gun, isn't it? Absolutely, Andy. Absolutely, mate. And for those that are interested, look at that boomstick. And Kipper asked me earlier, was there photo etch? That is my massive sheet of photo etch that came with the kit, mate. How the hell am I going to cope with that? Come on. And look at that big boomstick. Oh, isn't it? Oh. But they give you the plastic stick as well as the metal, and they give you the option of which one you want to use. Now, I'll ask the question, which one would you use? And obviously the wire and all of that lot that comes with it. eModels says ease and squeeze. Bobbin says, ladies and gentlemen, grip your tools. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, I just realised, irony of what I said. And what else is going on? Lee saying hello to PJ. Hey, Lee, did you have any YouTube issues yesterday on your stream, mate? I was meaning to tune in, but I got engrossed in feeding myself on me Sunday roast, mate. And then immediately fell asleep in the armchair, holding my belly, saying, stick a fork in me, mate. So apologies for not joining you yesterday. I owe you a visit, mate. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that YouTube really did start playing up in the afternoon yesterday, so I can assure you I didn't press any buttons or break the internet. I could blame Dave and saying that it's because he's got broadband going to his shed now. It was depriving everyone of bandwidth, but I don't think people would believe me. There you go, that's one of them. But again, something so simple as that, all the bolt detail on that, and just weathering that alone, getting little rust streaks on it and stuff, you know. So, yeah, in this scale, it is surprising that details you would otherwise miss on a build, when you see them in 1/16 scale and see that they actually should be there, it opens your eyes when you're doing 35th. Because when you look at these and see that tip poking up out the top there, you'd be thinking that shouldn't be there. And you would get your nippers out and cut that off thinking it was a nut. But it ain't. It's actually a nut and bolt. So little things like that you pick up on. So when I come to do the tracks on my others, I'll bear that in mind. Right, should we have some wheels? We've got 4 of these bad boys to make, these doubles. So let's start them, Cole. Get them all going. Lee says I'm streaming tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Oh, nice one, mate. Nice one, my son. Yeah, I owe you a visit, mate, because I like to come and visit people that visit me on a stream. So Yeah, but apologies, mate. I nodded off and I didn't make it and return the favour for you popping in and saying hello to me. So I owe you one, mate. So that photograph of me on the bullseye of your dartboard you can take down now, mate. So we got those. They're halves as well. So we'll have all of those. They're the small ones. And then we've got all of these to go together and all. So if I dig both lots of them out, I've got all the axles to one side, so we'll have them off in a minute and all. Because we can put them on the hole. I can't glue the drive wheels together because they go half and half. Half goes on the tank with a retaining nub. And then once you put the tracks on, you then feed the other side of the drive wheel on separately. I'll show you what I mean in the instructions in a minute, folks. Because I had a look overnight when I was prepping this lot. And I very nearly thought, oh yeah, I'll just glue them halves together. And what I mean is that wheel there. The experienced armour builders will know this already, but when you come to put this drive wheel together, you put half on the axle at the back that's adjustable and put the pin in. You then feed the track on. Then you put this half up in and glue it in. So I could have ended up gluing them together. But what I might end up doing is gluing them together anyway, because I'm going to weather my tracks off. Then I'm going to wrap them around and then just repin them. So I'll see. I'll see how it goes. But for the moment, I'm not going to glue them together as per the instructions. And I shall do the same with this one, where it's got two halves on the front there. Is I'll do half and half, but I won't glue them together. That's the theory. I'm bound to forget. So you will be able to mock me if I do. That's saying L on there. So let's see. That's A, that's B, so L hasn't gone together yet. So I haven't got to worry about them just yet. They are further along, so I don't have to worry about it. Right. Rambling coal and glue stuff together. Let's put them away. Everyone's saying hello to Dominic. How are you today, Dominic? You feeling all right, mate? Love to you and your other half, mate. So they're all to go on the hole. So we'll bung them on in a minute. Don't need that no more. Pop that in there. And let's have a looky-kins at these. Now, I've got halves and halves to go together on these. And then once they're all together, I shall then go round and dress the seam around the middle. But for the moment, they're going to get joined up. And what you'll notice when you put these together is you end up with a right old fag end of a seam around the middle. And again, I'm going to have a look at photographs to see whether it's there. But if it ain't, I shall dress that on all of them. So don't fret about it at the moment. I want to get both halves together and firm before I address the seam. So it's just my way of doing it. It works for me. Bit of extra thin there. I'm using AK quick cement, in case you wonder. Sent down by the folks at eModels, of course. Nice bit of extra thin that is, I must admit. AK quick set, boom, is what I'm using, in case you wonder. I was asked last time what the yellow cap was, because someone hadn't seen it before, so that's what it is, it's AK. And it is, literally, quick set. It really is. That's in there like flint. So we'll carry on doing the same for all of these, folks. So let's get a bit of the old gluage going on, because yeah, I've been really looking forward to this stream as well. I did some of the tracks off air just to break the back of it, but you know, for the last 5 days I've been sitting looking at the tank. I want to build it. I want to build it, because that end of the man cave lived in me lounge for 4 days last week because of the tank going and the engineers having to get out into the man cave to sort the boiler out. So everything got moved that was on the tables ready for this build. So I've got to stare at it all day in the lounge every day. And So I may have sat there with the old instructions, figuring out what bits I could pre-cut and assemble for this week. So I just sat and done that. But I had to make sure I left all my glues in here because otherwise I'd have had this thing built last week. We couldn't have had that because I would have got hate mail. Let's have a bit of that. A little swig of drink because I'm twitching. Retro says, I totally didn't order 1.8 kilograms of Reese's peanut butter cups. Good man. Andy McLeish fell asleep on his Harris on Saturday, was breaking apart an old desk from the before times and back when desks were desks. Jammed the top into the ground to crack it and went oomph on me Harris. Oh, mate. I've got video of it because we may mock you. I'll add that to my Christmas list. PJ says, treacle, toffee and beer. An unusual combo, but it tastes great. Oh, put a bit of treacle toffee around the top of your beer bottle, mate. Oh, nectar. Oh, absolutely. eModels says solid metal gear. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Oh, yeah, it's a bit of the old solid metal. Absolutely. And McLeish says it's just a box. Yeah, it's not a box, it's the box, the special box. A box of specialness, mate. So just let that have a squeeze. Boom, get hold of that. A bit of white cap on that one because that had a slightly deeper seam than the others. So's that one. So we'll have a bit more white cap on that one as well. Get maximum squishage then. So we'll do that. And there's a little ridge on one side and a trough on the other. So it'll just pop in there and it'll sit nicely. And then I just give it a little bit of an half a turn. Nice bloke he is, half a turn, by the way. Look at that. And we'll end up with a nice set of wheels that I can let cure. And then we can go round and dress the seams on it. And what I'll do is I'll do all the others off here, but I'll leave one and we'll do it on here next time so that folks that don't quite know what I mean can see it happen, see that it can be done. So, here you go. As you can see, there's a big old dip in there where the two halves are slightly warped. So we can't have that, can we? Even though I've got mud and detritus going on there, you'll know it's there. And then we've got half and half going on here. So let's have a look, kins, at what we've got and line these all up as they should. So that's got a big hole in it and that one ain't. So let's have holes one side and the others that ain't the other. There you go. Have you a bit of all of him. What's he got? Yeah, don't want that. We can sort all our bits out and know that each half we're putting together is going to be. Okay, so that's the back. Yeah, we got a recess on there and one of these on each side like that. So that's what we're going to be doing on them. Nice and simple. Let's put a bit of that under there. God, that done half evaporate quick though. God, doesn't it? I've used some of him. And then we'll just go around that seam on that. I'll probably white cap the rest because that was a bit too quick to dry for my liking. It was dry before Festa had a chance to move. So it's like, yeah. But there you go. That's one wheel done. Do the same on all the others, so we'll have all of them. Okay. Some of him. And we'll do the same. I'm going to use white cap on them because I want it a bit gloopy. I'll check the other one to make sure it has glued. If it hasn't, I'll redo it. But this just gives me a little bit more time. Give it a good old squish like that. And again, where you got that seam, I'll lose all of that. That'll go. But luckily, it's between wheels anyway, but we know it's there. They've done really well, though. If you look at the ridge there where you got the rubber, you got the metal protruding, it's almost like they've tried to replicate that the opposite way. So it could be something you could use. So again, I'll have a look at my photographs just to make sure. And I'm just putting them at the back because these will all live in the parts bin once we're done. So a bit more glue around there. Slap that on. Get that. Presto. What have we got? Andy McLeish says, eModels, no one flouls me or flouls like me when I see a crane fly. I've seen this in action. Believe you me. You know when you see a cartoon character running away with the jazz hands going, no! Yeah, skipping may also have happened. Yeah. I think I might have, well, yeah, it was on the Frolic. I'll find the one on the Frolic and I'll see if I can edit it into the Christmas stream. But there was one where we was on a Friday Frolic and you heard this very, very high-pitched squeal all of a sudden as a crane fly flew in front of the GNU's face. And yeah, there may have been mockage, mate. Yeah. He let out all the swears as well and then humbly apologised because, yeah, but it was funny. So that's them four together. And these are the internal wheels. They'll be going on these. So that will then come right the way through into the other half that will glue to it. But we're not joining them up or anything yet. I'm going to keep them as the halves because, one, I want to get rid of this seam. But also I want to get in and put the pin wash in and get these painted, weathered off the tank so that then we can assemble all the pieces and not have to worry about it. Because in this scale, and it was advice from PJ Panzer and Kevin and that build armour, in this scale you kind of want all of this stuff to be done in sub-assemblies before you put it on. Normally I would just build it, paint it and then detail it, but I'm going about this one in a different way because it is a lot bigger. So, yeah. What have we got? McLeish says, I've got to sort your bits out in private, Festa, young man. Oh, I look forward to that. I dread to think what he means. PJ says, yes, pictures and videos, or it didn't happen. Yeah, I've still got the Friday Frolic shows, obviously, on the channel, so I'll hunt down what one it is, and, yeah. Andy says, eModels, yes, I do, when I'm mouthed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of moths. They do get annoyed. What else have we got? McLeish says, a few neighbours were like, are you okay, big man? Oh, I hit the ground hard. Yeah, did you say you should have seen the other guy? We got Vagant's model. What was that? Bulleck. Hi, folks. Greetings from Hamburg, Germany. I apologise for my German mispronunciation there, mate, but I had a go. So if I've got it wrong and said something I shouldn't have, I apologise, mate. If I just call you Vagants, then yeah, there you go. But welcome to the show. You'll get used to me, mate. I abuse and destroy the English language, so really don't expect too much of me when I try other languages. I am notoriously useless. Yeah. But welcome anyway, mate, from Hamburg in Germany, mate. How's things in Germany? Hope you're safe and well. And love to you and all your family, mate. Hope everyone's safe. McLeish says you squeaked. He did. And he's smiling at my German. Bless him. Believe you me, mate. Watch some of the eModels Mondays back at me are trying to pronounce names and you'll see exactly what I mean, mate. Yeah, the Festa's factoids. There you go. That's a nice bit of wheelage going on. Everyone's saying hello to Vagants there. See, we're a friendly bunch in here, mate. Just put that gloop all the way around in there. And press that home. Apologies if you can hear a noise in the background. That's just my hot water boiler kicking in. So, apologies if that's getting picked up. TK says you should hear him butcher Dutch. Now, see, yeah, Anders said I was good at Dutch. Oh, no, he's Swedish, isn't he? Yeah, we'll ignore that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do apologise, Teeks. For years, he used to be the thing. He did it on one of the mod streams for the Boom Up. Started trying to get us to say Dutch stuff in the chat, and it was like, yeah. I think I put Anglo-Dutch relations back many years that day. Many years, Murphy. The only even. Let's get the hole up. Have a bit of that on there. So let's bung all of these smaller pieces somewhere safe, so that when I do the trackage, I don't lose them. Because if anyone's going to lose parts for this model, even though it's super massive, it is going to be me. You wouldn't believe how guarded and careful I've been with this tank, because it's very, very appreciated of for eModels to trust me to do this, and big thanks to them. Whilst I'm at it, I'm going to glue this in. This is the base plate that goes in, fills up that hole underneath. So I want to get that done, because I will forget. First of all, I want to get very light sand around there just to lose that edge a little bit. I'm not sure what to do with the underneath of this weathering wise. Again, I think I need to do a bit of photos and that, because obviously this is probably never going to get picked up once it's in the cabinet. But I don't know about you, but if you do a tank build or any build, if you don't paint the underneath, it kind of feels wrong, doesn't it? And I think, well, that one occasion that someone picks it up, if you've literally just left it in kit plastic, it's almost like you're cheating the build, isn't it? So, yeah, I'll probably end up scratching it, weathering it, and doing mud detritus and that under there, just in case that one time someone does go, oh, let's have a look underneath. They're not going to be disappointed, are they? That's what my brain is telling me to do. So, right, next bits we've got these little stub axles, are they? Going in along there that these wheels will go on, but they're not going on yet. And then we'll have bigger ones that go on for these. So part number A. So they go on alternate, if that makes sense. You've got 3 of these little ones, 1, 2, 3. 2 of the big spiky ones. So that's what we're going to do. How are we doing for the Harry? What time do we start? 9. We've been on an hour. Go to 10:30. That should do us, shouldn't it? So, yeah. So let's have a look at what we got. And these are pinned, and they're handed, folks, these pins, which is good for people like me. What I mean by that is you've got a large hole one side and a small the other on these, just so that you don't get these axles mixed up. Nice touch, that, because this is me, folks. So a little bit of the white cap can go on there. So let's get me tool out. That sounded wrong, didn't it? Give that a grip, because we want a bit of white cap to go on there, just like that. I could use the extra thin, but it does evaporate too quick for me to get this in place. So that's why I'm using a bit of white cap. I could have it where it's just in place and I glue around it, but I like the squish factor of this, because if you do it just right, it just looks like a bit of gubbins is accumulated in the seam. So that's one of them on. We might as well do all of this side with these and get them in place. Vagant says, okay, I have the Sherman from I Love Kits 1/16. Yep, this is the M48 Easy 8 from Andy's Hobby Headquarters stroke Takom. And I'm doing it with, he says, looking for the paint scheme. There you go. Let's get the paint scheme up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing the big old gnarly face, but I'm doing it where this red is actually faded and worn away and scratched and bits, and there'll be stowage going on and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing mine as. So, yeah. That was one of the first things that attracted me to the build, was the gnarly face on the front, because I thought, yeah, I could have fun with it. Yeah. Go, got the big pin in. Just want to locate the small one. Nudge, bing, there it goes. Could let that go now. Again, little squish with me finger there. But yeah, let's try and move the camera away a bit, because we're on the big bit there, aren't we? So there you go. So hopefully you can see a little bit clearer what I'm up to. There you go. That's the only thing, trying to get everything in shot. I'll get another one of those on. So I'll put these on the other side as well, I think, whilst I'm doing this bit, and then I know they're all done. So I'll spin it around in a sec. Now see, I said that, spin it around, and straight away the first image I had was Kylie singing that with the gold hot pants on. Just saying, PJ. Yeah. I feel a video coming on just for you now. Here you go. See, so that's those three in place. And then the big spiky ones will go in between. So we'll have a pair of them. We'll put them on there. They're a bit easier for me to grip, them ones, so I won't need the old grippy tool on them. We might as well do the whole of one side and get them like that. Have you a bit of that. Just pop that in place. I'm just using me light there just to show me where the pinholes are, because in shadow I can't quite see it. Think one of them, and then we'll get another one, which is there, Carl. Bobbin says beverage acquired, Ardmore whiskey. Bit of Ardmore. Nice. Dominic says that's 100% correct. The more you try to speak English, Don, the easier it becomes, as long as it's model related. Really, Atoll? Do I stand as an example of that? Only don't use me as an example to poor old Dominic. Unless, of course, you want me to teach Dominic English, because that would be fun, wouldn't it? What possibly could go wrong? There you go. Nice little squeeze, see? And that's all of them on there. But when you look at that, just think of the streaking effects that you can have coming down and all of that. Wow, isn't it? So that's those. So we'll do the same the other side now. Get the other side all done. Why not? Because we can. Dominic says, I'm also bad at English, just ask Colin. I don't actually think, Dominic, you're that bad, mate, considering it's not your first language, mate. I think you really, really do. TK says, haha, I remember that. Yeah, it was bad, Teeks, wasn't it? That's the night I broke you in the chat, wasn't it? McLeish says, come learn language with Wilkinson. He'll butcher the effort along with the sandwich, but you'll have a damn good laugh. Paul Stewart, for years, Andy, has been begging me to do an audio book or a sat-nav voice for him. Yeah, I could imagine the carnage. Imagine me doing an audio book of Harry Potter. He's a wizard, Harry. Yeah, Potter. Yeah. It would degenerate, wouldn't it? Philip Prime is in, says, good evening, peeps. Good evening, Philip. How are you, my friend? Lovely to see you in, mate. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Go. Philip Prime, he of Primetime Modelling, folks. The clue's in the name there. Good friend. Good supporter. Damn nice chap. There you go. Let's get a bit of that on there. Al says, never considered that. It's a good idea if Dom wants to learn Cockney. I can just imagine Dominic sitting there, yeah, cool, blimey, mate. Should have say to these bugle. Like, my work is complete. Teach Dom Cockney rhyming slang. That would be fun. Not for Dom, because, yeah, he'd probably get arrested, but, you know. Give that a jiggle. There it goes. Pop. Little bit of a squish. What else has gone on there? Fox has put a link in for the tank. PJ says, I don't mind watching Kylie in gold hot pants. You not so much. In fact, not at all. Not even with the Diamante boob tube. Yeah. Dominic says, what is Cockney? What is Cockney? Cockney is someone that's born in London within the sound of the Bow Bells, mate. So, yeah, that's what a Cockney is, mate, from the East End of London. It's a dying breed now, mate. So, yeah, with all the modern buildings that are up, you've got to have some damn good hearing to be heard within the sound of Bow Bells. But, yeah, a dying breed, mate. It's at the end of the day, you know, time moves on, doesn't it? The world evolves, you know. London's a living, breathing city that's constantly evolving and changing. So, yeah. Vagant says, Cockney is great. I prefer to hear this dialect. For years, I tried to disguise my accent because I really hate it, whereas Fox loves it, and a lot of people do, but I really was conscious of it, so I really didn't do a lot of streaming back then because of it. And dare I say it, you know, over the years, people said, yeah, but it's what makes you you at the end of the day. So I go with that. But me personally, no, I hate the sound of my own accent. Can't change it. Bobbin says, I'd happily buy an audio book you've read. Is that a challenge? PJ's going, please don't. Festa does Hamlet with an H. Yeah. Is it Hamlet where he's walking around with a skull in his hand? Is that Hamlet? But yeah, just imagine that. Cool, what possibly could go wrong, folks? Yeah, don't answer that. All the things could go wrong, couldn't they? Right, what have we got going on next? We've done those, so they're going on its rump. Right, it's Aris time. Not going to put the wheels on yet, so I'm going to put them in my retaining pots after the stream, but we're going to be doing them bits. So let's move that all up there out of the way. Purely and simply because I'm running out of room on my A4 bench. I need to clean off, really, don't I, for this build? So make a mental note of that. I have said I'm going to clean my bench. Yeah, right. Cover up my god-hand nippers, because I don't want to wreck them. Actually, leave that out, Colch, you might need that. Let's turn him up there like that. Not like that, but like that. And we're going to be playing with his Aris now. That sounded wrong, didn't it? So we got these bits going on. All the little tubulations and vents or whatever they are. I don't know what these are. Are they exhausts? Could be right. I know nothing about tanks, so I do apologise, folks, for not knowing my subject matter. But for me, it's a big, massive boomstick, and it looks the dogs, so I build it. We got them going on, so that side is that side is that side. These don't look like they're hand, but I'll have a looky, kins. Just in case they are, yeah, it's got that cut out on it. That way up is that one. So by powers of deduction, that way up is that one. That's the theory. So let's put them on. Retro, you could do an audio book of circuit design and simulation using WHQL. We'd all have a lovely long nap. Absolutely. Because I like doing a bit of the old Arduino Uno stuff and all of that. And just imagine me doing that. Festa narrates Ohm's law. Yeah. Carnage. Of course. I'd have a good laugh doing it. Because at the end of the day, I mock myself as well. So I know what I'm like. I'm notoriously useless. But yeah. There you go. So let's hold that with me old pinky. Jamie Bone is in. He said, is that the AHQ 116th? It is, Anne. It is, Jamie. It is the Sherman Easy 8, buddy. That bad boy. And I am doing it in, he says, looking for the appropriate artwork. I am doing it with the old blushing chops on it, mate, on the front, that bad boy. Which is, I make a phone call at 2:15 every morning to my wife. Love, it's time for you to get up and go to work. Now, this is the image that I see peering round the door. Not saying my wife looks like this, of course, because even though she's at a concert tonight, I'm still afraid, very nearly slipped up then. I'm still afraid that she can hear me because, yeah. So that's what I'm building, mate. And I am just on page number 3 at the moment because, yeah, I really am quite slow building this, I know. Oh, actually, I digress. I've moved on to page 4. And I'm doing this section. Right on his Harris, mate, is what I'm up to, mate. He says, oh, dragon-faced Sherman, nice. I have this to build. Oh, do you really? Oh, nice one, geez. Nice one, build along with us. Dominic says, okay, he says, the only ones I can't understand are the people from Scotland, but I'm learning a lot. My wife is Scottish, mate. My wife is from Scotland, from a place called Findorn. Right up the top of Scotland there. That looked wrong when I did that, apologies. Right up the top of Scotland by the coast. There's an RAF base up there. Is it Kinloss, Athol? Did I say that right? Or is it Kinross? One of the two. But her father was based there as she was born in a little village called Findorn. So she's got a very soft Scottish accent. Apart from when I've been touching her white appliances and she's got the hump with me. She then goes into full-blown Mary from Rab C. Nesbitt, mate. And I am like Rab. I stand there looking at my feet going, yeah, love, I won't do that again. It's incredibly stupid of me. I wasn't thinking. She's 5'0" of Scottish rage when I've done something wrong. But I love her for it because I need that. Because, as you know, the folks that know me, I'm 5.5. I can't stop gooning around. I don't take life seriously. I like to have a laugh, but sometimes, as an adult, shock horror, you have to be a grown-up, don't you? And I'm useless at that, and she does kick my backside and go, come on, take it seriously, love. And then I sulk. Oh, I don't want to be a grown-up. So, yeah, we got that on the bump night there. What I'm tempted to do, I'm going to have a look-a-loo at some pictures of this, because if this is all welded, I'll go along and I'll run a weld bead along there with me plastic welder. Get this all welded up, because I notice in some places you've got faux, he says, weld seams. I think it's on the old top bit. But if this is welded plate under it, then I'll run a weld along there and I'll show you how I do that on the live. Yeah, so I'm going to have a bit of a lookykins, a bit of research this week just to try and get this authentic. How are we doing? 18 minutes past. So, yeah, Kinloss, thank you very much, Athol, mate. Yeah, it's something I always tend to get wrong, that place, mate. And my missus goes, even after being with me all these years, you still say it wrong. Oh, yeah. I said, like Scotland ain't cold enough. You had to find a bit nearer to Iceland so you was even colder. How does that work? So, yeah. Which is great fun in this house, Athol, as you can imagine, if England and Scotland are playing each other at football, mate. Because, yeah. Out comes a Scotland flag, and it's like, yeah. There you go. You will go in. There you go. A little bit of a persuasion fit, that one. Got a feeling that that hole ain't drilled out properly. Let's have a looky-loo to make sure that hole is drilled out. Get your drills out. Get your drills out. Have you some of that? Almost done. Just not 100% sure that that's proper drilled, so we'll We'll slap a drill through it just to clean it up. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't seem to sit as deep as the other one does. Let's pop that through there just like that. Go. Get rid of the swath. Anyone that's thinking of getting these, by the way, the God-hand drills and that, get one. I did a video recently reviewing these, and I must admit, I was sceptical at first. Like anyone, you know, it's a brand I hadn't used before. Having used them, I must admit, I get it now. I really do. They are the Rolls Royce of equipment. So, yeah, there you go. Look at that. In like flint. Oh, yeah, all day long. I'm happy now. Can I do tank noises? Yeah, sounded really authentic, didn't it? Don't do that again, Carl. Right. What have we got? That'll be doing on the next one, but we've got this hook. So we can get that together, I reckon. Yeah, so let's have a looky-kins on that and get all of that gubbins done. And then we can slap that in and we'll call that a show then. I think that'll be a good time. And was there anything you wanted me to go and have a look at on the website? If there is, let me know. I'll go and pay it a visit. Anything you're in particular? Someone's asking me when I'm 6. Well, I'm 5 years and 6 months old now. So in 4 months, in Festa years, I'll be an adult age of 60, but my age of 6, mate. So, yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people were surprised when I tell them how old I am. They're like, are you really? Yeah. Like, don't act it. I go, no. I tried to be an adult for about an hour. I hated every minute of it and never did anything grown up again. Much to Helen's disdain. But yeah, she publicly berates me, which is so funny. The kids love it. Or Dad's getting told off again, and Cal will say to Lex, how do you know? Look, he's talking to his feet. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. This big, massive fella looking at her, nodding at everything she says because he's in the doghouse. And it's like, yeah. And of course, they goad the wife then. They go, yeah, he's not listening to your mum. Look, he's laughing at you. She goes, you better not be. And she comes back then, and I get another telling off. They're evil to me. Yeah, they're not kids, by the way, my boys. They're 27 and 29, but yeah. They do like dropping me in it at every opportunity just to see their mum fire off and me just stand there like a bobbing-head dog. I'm like Churchill out of the advert. You know them bobbing-head dogs that you see on the back of the window shelf on people's motors? I'm like that. I'm like, yes, dear. Yes, dear. And then she goes away and I go... And then I neglect to realise that I've done it in front of a reflective window and she's seen me do it. Yeah. I never learn. After 40 years, I've never learned, folks. But that's the secret of our success together, is we have a laugh, we have fun, we have banter. And we don't take each other too seriously, and it works for us too. Al says, footy, nah, I prefer manly sport. Rugby, yeah, egg chasing, mate. I like a bit of egg chasing, mate. Football is 22 multi-millionaires kicking a bag of air, mate. Quick question, says Jamie Bow. What's the best super glue to use on 3D printed figures? I use 2-part epoxy, mate, if I need to. And then once that's gone off, I then go round it with if you've got a 3D printer with a resin vat, I then get a little, is it pipette? You know, the little glass thing with a tit on the end? I get one of them, I dip it into the resin tray, and then I go along the seam and I bleed resin into it. And then I put it in a nail UV light thing, let it cure, and then I work my way round the seam with that. And then once that's all cured, it goes back into the curing station for a full cycle again. And then I smooth that down. That's how I do it. I haven't had a figure come apart yet, mate. So if it's got heavy arms or heavy legs, don't forget to pin it. But obviously, if it's hollow, when you drill through, you know, if you haven't put holes in, you will have resin leak out. So bear that in mind. Hope that answers your question, mate. You can use CA glues, don't get me wrong. But if you think you've got, you know, half a pound in weight of an arm, yeah, you kind of want something that's going to grip it. So either make yourself, when you section it, pins and sockets so that it'll pop in and hold it, or brass rod. But yeah, I use a 2-part epoxy, mate. It works for me. Anyone in the chat that 3D prints? Yeah. Jamie says, I've tried the army painter super glue and it pretty much dissolved the piece, but trying it on another figure worked well. It depends on the resin hardness. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I normally find an epoxy resin because at the end of the day, it's pretty much resin in it. So it works for me, mate. Give it a whirl, mate. See what you think. Put a little bit of God hand goodness in there. Give that a bit of a stand. You learned a long time ago, says eModels, when it comes to Scottish women, fierceness is inversely proportional to size. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. You know, my wife isn't one of these very naggy people. Not at all. I need it. I deserve every telling off I get. I thoroughly deserve it because I do stupid things, folks. I really do. I don't think, I just do it. And my missus will face palm at every opportunity. Really? Why did you think that was a good idea? It's because I didn't think about it, love, because I'm a bloke. And she just despairs, but I deserve it. Yeah. I can remember years and years ago when I was decorating my hallway. This goes to show you, I mean, what was Lex? I think he was 14 or 15, and Lex is like me, he's a big fella. And I was doing a run of wallpaper. Well, we got like a 3-story house with a really long drop for the landing, so it's like a roll of wallpaper for that drop. So I thought it would be a good idea to put me ladder, the bottom of my ladder on the top of the banister. And then where the other leg was, I had Lex stood on the stairs with an upside-down broom with the legs, one on each end of the broom, holding it in his hands whilst I stood on the ladder doing the start of the wallpaper drop. Great idea, and it was working brilliantly until Ellen opened the door and came in early and looked up and saw what he was holding up with the broom. I said, let me finish before you tell me off, love, which she did, and she went ballistic at me. But me being a bloke, I'm like, but what, love? How else was I supposed to do it? Yeah. Suffice to say, her radar of Festa silliness was, yeah, very, very large that day. And then, of course, Lex, for being an accessory, he was also in the doghouse. He said, but Dad's me dad, and he asked me to help him, and I didn't want to say no because he's me dad. I'm showing respect. She went, no, you're not. You're trying to stick up for him. Have you in the chat done anything so monstrously stupid that your wives have caught you and just looked at you? Yeah. Or your partners, you know, whoever, looked at you and gone, really? I'm sure there's a massive list that my missus could come out with all of the stupid things that I've done. Yeah. Matt B says, I 3D print. He says, and I agree with the 2-part epoxy resin. Absolutely, mate. There's a million ways to do it, but 2-part epoxy has never, ever let me down. It really hasn't. And I keep going back to it because every now and then I think, oh, a bit of super glue, hold that, and I regret it instantly. It's like, no, stick to what you know, Cole. Use your 2-part. It's there. You've got enough of it. So, yeah. Vagant's off, saying good night. No worries, mate. You take care, because yes, our clocks went back. Am I right now that Europe's 2 hours in front of us? So yeah, it's a late night, and I am mindful it is a school night for a lot of you. It's all right for me. I'm retired, so you know I tend to forget when I do these streams that a lot of you are getting up to go to work in the morning. So we're coming up to 10:30. We'll go a little bit longer, and then we'll let you all get off so that you can go and organise yourselves ready for doing your jobs of work. eModel says, ideally you want a thick and thin, watery one, also a kicker, also good epoxy cements for a stronger load-bearing joint. Absolutely. But yeah, it's kind of my go-to is a nice two-part epoxy. I don't go wrong with it. It's what I know. It's what I'm used to, and yeah, it does what I want it to do. So definitely anything like that, it will do the job. Right, we got that way up with the opening. So yeah, that goes in there. Make sure you got that the right way up. Cool. Like that. Have you a bit of him? He says, just like that. Yeah, what's that got under the edge? That's it, Carl. You was right. Then a bit of white cap around the rump. In there. Wipe a bit of that off. Wick it up. There you go. We can slap that back in there then. There you go. Like that. Get one of my microscopic clamps out and hold that together. And then I'll sit and give that a wiggle just to make sure it's not got any glue where it matters. That sound effect was wigglage, by the way, folks. Commonly known in our world as wigglage. Okay. So we've done that bit, and that just leaves us that to go on the side and that to go in there. Okay. And that should be that bit ready to be done then. So let's get that orientated right. Is it supposed to be on there? Looks like it. Yeah. It goes up under there. What's that? Oh yeah, I can see what it is now. It goes up under there. Underneath that, yeah. So let's cut that off of there because we don't want that. Shouldn't be on there. A little bit of a sandykins. Just to lose that. Put them back in there. Just smooth that down. Put that in there. Go up in there. And then we can pop that in place on that bracket. So we'll rest that on. We'll use a bit of yellow on that. And that'll soak straight in there. Capillary reaction, eh? What else have we got going on in the chat? Nothing else? Anything you want to know before I go, folks? Feel free to ask. These shows will be bi-weekly, so I'm enjoying them. As long as you're enjoying them, I'll do them. Once this build is done, I shall be doing the eModels bus on here, the big 1/24 Revell Platinum bus. So I shall be starting that on here. So there's plans to do more of these as long as you're happy to tune in and spend a bit of time with us. It's what it's all about at the end of the day, giving you some nice different content that you can sit and watch whilst you're at your bench doing your work. So, yeah. Drop that hose over there out the way. And this, apparently, goes up in there. In that area. Somewhere like that. Bosh. So that's what we're going to put on. I'm going to let the little work dry so that I can then sand the seam off of it before I mount that on this. So I can fit this on. Then once the hook's dried, I can do the same to that I'm going to do with the wheels and dress all the seams up on it because, yeah, I shall check some pictures beforehand just to make sure that the seams aren't visible. There you go. So that's where we're at. So we've done a bit on his Harris there, bit of detail. We've got axles and stub axles on the sides there, both sides. The base plate is in. So we got a bit of that done. And we've also got all our wheel assemblies to do, but there's a prime example of what I mean about the seams. You get different warped effects, so we want to lose all of that. So we'll dress all of these up and make them look rather splendid. And then obviously we've got the beginnings of the next run of tracks done. So I'll do the rest of these off air during the week so that we end up with both completed track runs done, folks. So that'll give you an idea on where we're at. That's the little hook all sorted. And build-wise, we have still got a lot to do. We've got all of the mechanisms to do next time for the road wheels, 6 of those. For the bogies, am I right? Are they bogies? That's the tracks we've been doing. We've then got all the vent covers and things like that, grills to do. And then we could start the top part then of the hull. Doing all the detail on that. And I should detail it all up. Get all of those bits and pieces on there. All these grills and that done. So that when we join it together at this stage, that'll be the stage then ready for primer. That will then have all the wheels and tracks added to it, and then off the build, the tracks can be done, the wheels, and then we can marry that all up as painted assemblies. Same with the turret there. And then that will leave us then with all the brackets and bits and pieces to do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on with this. Again, I'll look at what I can add to the turret ready for paint. I need to have a look at some pictures to see what colour all of this interior gun's going to be. This is the only part of the interior we've got on this, is this gun. But obviously with the hatch up in the turret, you'll be able to see it. So I need to check all the colours on this. I'm going to build this as its own assembly. Get it painted, get it detailed, and then I'll add that at this stage when it gets added to the back of this. So that's what I'm planning on. Whether or not that comes off into fruition is another matter. Same with the gun and these hatches and the view finders. They'll all be sub-assembly. Get the cover built as one. That can be then weathered up. And we've got a geyser here as well. But I've seen some crew that I've got an eye on. And I'll probably resin print them bad boys and scale them up to 1/16. So be prepared, folks, that I'll probably end up putting a crew in here. Even though this is a non-interior one, I'm going to build some little basins that the crew can sit into. So I'm seriously thinking of adding a crew to it. What do you reckon in the chat? Out of interest. It is a 1/16 at the end of the day. They give you one figure, which is this bloke who stood next to it. Looking obviously very happy with himself, with his big gun and all of that lot. But I don't know, I'm looking at it thinking you could do with a couple of geezers poking their heads out, couldn't you, around it and giving it a bit of character. So if you think that's something you'd like me to do, I'll do it. But obviously, I've got to get the 3D files and scale them up and print them, hence why I won't join the two halves together yet. Have a think, let me know. Because it's your build at the end of the day in the chat. You're helping me, so have an input. So we're going to park it for that. Hopefully you're enjoying what I'm doing. Apologies if you're not. Let's put that out. Let's have a little wrap up and a last little minute look at the chat. And come and say our goodbyes to you. So it's going to kill me lights and then I'll come back face cam. I'd say me good nights because I like to acknowledge you there. For PJ and people of a nervous disposition, I'm putting my hat back on. And then we'll come and say our good nights. Let's change me camera. Bosh. There you go. I'll just see a thing pop up there from Jamie. Let's load me chat back up. What's he saying there? Jamie says, yes, Colin, you can get some good 1/16 scale crew figures. Oh, Jamie, could back me some links, could you, mate? Bobbins is thumbs up in at crew. Glenn Gilmore says, don't see many builds with figures, so would be amazing. I'll happily do that. Jeff says, additional figures sounds cool. Well, yeah, because I'm going to print up, Jeff, because I've got a load of 35th scale STL files, and I'm going to scale them up and do like helmets and rucksacks and jerry cans, all of that. So yeah, I'm seriously thinking of adding a crew to it. I'll show you on the hull of the tank what I mean, because it's not having an interior. There's nothing for it to sit on. But I'm thinking of making a bit like I did with the bus, little cutouts, and then I can chop a figure down and have it poking out the top there, you know, like these, all of that lot. So yeah, if you fancy that, I'll source some STL files. Jamie, if you can, he tends to get mine off of, yeah, okay, mate, no worries. But yeah, now that I know people are keen for it, because I didn't want people to think, especially if they want to buy this, oh, you know, he's going overboard, or, you know, an out-of-box build, you know, but I just wanted to let people see what you can do if you put your mind to it. So, yeah, I'll do a full crew for it, because if I'm going to do stowage, it's going to look odd, isn't it, having all that stowage scattered about and no one there to interact with it, just a bloke stood there with his gun going, I've got a gun. Well, we know you've got a gun, you pilot, but where's your mates? So, yeah, I'll do that. Pretty much, yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, good thing to do, absolutely. Jamie says, yeah, do it. Lee says, good stream, big thumbs up, night all, see you in the stream. You take care, Lee, mate, love to you and Jackie. Matt B says, yeah, a few more crew would look cool. So, yeah, decisions made. Bobbin says, you could alter the heads to the crew or all mini Festas. Well, it's funny you should say that. Perhaps one of them's got to have pork pie, isn't it? What do you reckon? I could do myself. I could do a PJ and a Kevin. Call Kevin with that cat face. You know when his cat scratched his leg, PJ, and he sits there and gives it the look? Now, that would be good. So, yeah. PJ, thank you very much for the feedback. He says, great stream again, Cole. He says, you're getting quite good at this streaming malarkey. Hopefully you're enjoying it, folks. Like I said earlier, if you do want me to go and do a visit to the eModels website, I'll happily do that, because it is a stream for eModels. They do sell stuff we need. And if you are thinking of garnering some equipment and you're not quite sure, or you'd like to see nippers or sanders or glues or paint, just ask me and I'll just load up the site and go, look, mate, there you go and have a look. If you don't fancy me doing that, I won't do it. It's whatever you want. Lindsay says, nice relaxing stream, Colin. Thank you very much, Lindsay. Glyn says, thanks for a nice, amazing stream again. Look forward to the next one. Thank you very much. Bill Lewis, great stream, Colin. Nanite all. Nanite Phil, love to you and your family. Philip Prime, see, he's one of the armour builders I know. He done a beautiful, beautiful little diorama and says, defo crew. I will be picking your brains, Philip, at some point, mate. James says you could have some figures loading up the stowage onto the Sherman. Cool. Good shout, James. I like that idea. Jamie Bones says, how well did the tracks go together? Remarkably well, mate. If you watch it back, Jamie, one of the first things I did tonight was I sat and put a run of tracks together just so that you folks could see how they go together. Jeff Light says, what about Oddball from Kelly's Heroes? Good shout, with the big speaker and the Oddball character. Was that a Sherman Easy 8? Can someone let me know in the chat whether Oddball's tank out of the Kelly's Heroes was an Easy 8? If it was, you've just given me a great idea there, Jeff, because if I remember rightly, there was an Oddball's crew set doing the rounds onto the interwebs as a 3D file. So if it's still out there, yeah, let me know. But yeah, I'm not sure what variant Sherman it was, but does that matter? Does it matter? I don't know. What do you think? Because I'm not doing this as a period accurate piece. It's not as if it's taken from a photograph like the box art. It's a generic tank with a face on it. So would I get away with that? I don't. eModels saying, great stream, buddy. Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for trusting me to do this, because at the end of the day, without the support from the folks at eModels sending us builders all these kits to build, we wouldn't be here, would we? Let's be honest. So Anfield says, good stream, night all. No night, everyone. I'm going to love and leave you and let you get on with the rest of your day. Don't forget, me and the Princess Fox will be back 9 p.m. on this channel Wednesday night, doing some more. Fox will be doing some more Baneblade, if I remember right. He's finished his chipping. He's doing the detail painting, folks, on that. So if you want to learn how to detail paint a Baneblade, don't bother watching him. No, watch Fox do that. And I shall be starting my new Wednesday eModels build, folks, because it's arrived. So I'll be able to launch that this week. Jeff Light says, I'm not sure, Cole. I'll check out. If you could, Jeff, let us know, mate, because you know more about armour than I do, mate. But let me know. But if you think it's something I can get away with doing, why not? It's a ball, isn't it? It's a nod to the film. It's a nod to the Sherman, and it's... Jacqueline says, great show, Colin. Thank you. Thank you all for wonderful feedback. Thank you all for coming in and helping me overcome my nerves and all of that lot and keeping these streams going. If it's a fault of what you would like to see on a Monday with me, whether you want little interludes of shop visits, and I will happily do that. If you want me to do factoids on a Monday, like Bobbins asked, I'll make that a regular thing where I roll the factoids on a Monday as well. Till then, stay safe, everyone. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.